Welcome back to The Fight. I'm Jack Nolan. Joining us now is Dr. Jim Callaghan, President and CEO of Franciscan Health, Indianapolis, Mooresville, and Carmel. During this crisis, he has experienced firsthand the impact of the Notre Dame family. Dr. Callaghan, welcome to The Fight.
Thank you, Jack. It's an honor to be with you and the Notre Dame family.
The honor is mine, Doctor. Now, as the COVID-19 crisis began in the United States, what was your initial reaction?
You know, Jack, we reacted with great concern, and we really went into a disaster planning mode. We set up command centers at our hospitals, and we coordinated our activity of our physicians and our nurses and other staff, worked the treatment protocols, the infectious disease activities, communications, all those things. And a quick thank you to Notre Dame for its ROTC program, actually. I spent a few years in the Air Force as a flight surgeon years back, and I think that experience helped my team prepare for the pandemic.
Now, as president and CEO, how have you seen the impact of COVID-19 evolve in your hospital system?
Yeah, Jack, you know, we went from at first deploying screening centers and treatment centers and testing centers to really redeploying our staff, as Dr. Roderick said, moving anesthesiologists from not only care in the OR, but taking care of COVID patients. Physical therapists moved from their usual duties to helping with patients with COVID who may have to have movement to a prone position with rotation of their bed. And finally, we had surgery technicians who were running sterilization with ultraviolet light of some personal protective equipment. So really, we had flexibility of our staff that was really great. And other things like virtual care. A lot of our physician visits now are occurring not unlike this.
Now, Notre Dame donated personal protective equipment to one of your hospitals. What impact did that make?
Jack, the impact is huge. We're so appreciative to Notre Dame for the provision of this PPE. Hats off to the Notre Dame Idea Center under the leadership of Dr. Matt Levy. They've provided 1,000 face shields for us, 1,000. So it was not only really helpful to protect our staff, it really gave our staff confidence that they were being protected.
As a longtime sports announcer, nobody knows better than I that we overuse the word hero, but when it comes to healthcare workers, it's probably not used enough. How do the healthcare workers in your hospitals inspire you and give you hope?
It's a great question, Jack, and I'm so proud of the team members that we have, and I'll give you just a quick story that relates back to Notre Dame's provision of the PPE. I was visiting one of our intensive care units, and a 60-year-old ICU nurse approached me and said, you know, I'm 60 years old. I'm moving into an age group where there's a little more risk for this virus, but I have to be on my team. I just can't leave my duty. I've got to be here for my coworkers. So I put on my PPE because that personal protective equipment is protective for me. It helps me. It gives me confidence. And I show up and I do my job despite the risk to myself. And I could just say, how courageous are you? That's how we know you, and that's how your family knows you. He reminded me of the old Mark Twain quote that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the mastery of fear.
Dr. Callaghan, terrific story. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on The Fight.
Thanks, Jack.